Welcome and good morning in the next lecture of radar and TV engineering. In last lecture, we have discussed the equalization pulses, composite video signals, and need of equalization pulses. We have also discussed in the last lectures about the scanning synchronizing pulses and negative modulation of the transmitter signal. In the last lecture, we have discussed the vertical sync pulses and horizontal sync pulses. Now, today we are going to discuss about the TV transmitter and TV receiver. In previous lectures, we have discussed the monochrome TV transmitter and the TV receiver, but now today we are discussing the more elaborated diagram of TV transmitter and TV receiver. And we will discuss today the picture tube, automatic gain control receiver section, RF sections, video detector. So today we are going to discuss the detail of TV transmitter and the TV receiver. The main content of this video lecture is the TV transmitter, TV receiver, picture tube, AGC, automatic gain control, RF section, video detector. These are the main content of this video lecture. So today we are going to discuss the TV transmitter and receiver section. The main objective of this video lecture is to learn about the basics of TV system. To understand the basic concept of the TV transmitter, student will also learn about TV receiver system. The outcomes of this video lecture, student will understand the concept of TV transmitter and TV receiver system. In this lecture, we will discuss the color television transmitter section and the color TV receiver system. A part of this, we will discuss the picture tube, as well as we will discuss RF section of receiver system. These are the textbooks and the reference books and the monochrome and the color television, second edition by R.R. Gulati by 2015 New Age Publications. References, that is our references to which student will able to understand the concept of the TV transmission and reception are fundamental of TV. This is the block diagram of the TV transmitter section. In this block diagram, we will understand the how the video signal is generated at the transmitter section and how the audio signal is generated at the transmitter section, and it is processed and transmitted to the combining network via the antenna. So in this section, we have a first block, that is the TV camera. Camera will capture the image, and this image is converted into the video signal by the scanning process. We have already discussed the scanning process previously. This TV camera has some control, that is the horizontal deflection coil and vertical deflection coil, deflection and the SP generation. And then we have a camera amplifier. After generation of the signal, video signal, this will be amplified, and Then we have equalization and signal level setting. So there is another block which is as a work as a equalization and signaling of the signal. Signaling setting and video amplifier is there. Then we have a video amplifier and distributor and the features from the other studios. Works as a distributor and switcher section, which comes the signal from the other studios and coaxial cable and transmitter section. This combined video signal is transmitted through the coaxial cable, video amplifier, and DC amplifier, modulated RF amplifier, and power amplifier. Modulated RF amplifier is used to amplify or modulate the radio wave signal. Video amplifier is used to amplify the video signal, and crystal oscillator, frequency multiplier, and the RF amplifier is used to modulate the signal. And then in the finally we have a power amplifier. This output of the power amplifier is given to the vestigial sideband filter, which we have studied in last lecture, in the combining network. The combining network is work as a network which combine the two signals, that is the video signal and the audio signal. Now we have a second part of this transmitter block, that is the audio input. In the audio processing unit, the audio signal is given as an input and audio amplifier, then loudspeaker, distributor, and the switcher. Again, the signals comes from the other studios and combining there and distribute there, and switching here, and input from other studios, then the cable to transmit the signal, and we have audio amplifiers which amplify the signal to the particular level. And we have a pre-emphasizing circuit, FM modulators, frequency modulation is done here, and here we have a crystal oscillator and EFC, automatic frequency controller, which is give the carrier frequency to the modulator. Then we have a frequency multiplier and power amplifier. At the stage of the power amplifier, the signal is amplified and finally give to the combining network. Now in the combining network, we know that two signals are combined and synchronized, and they are transmitted into the environment or the air through the transmitter antenna. Here we generally use the transmitter antenna as a Jaguar antenna or a parabolic dish antenna. These are the television antenna. So in the case of transmitter section, we generally use a microwave type of high frequency antennas. The composite signals generated by the monochrome or color television camera and associated circuitry is processed in the control room before routing it to transmitter. It's in the composite signal, we have the video signal, blanking pulses, synchronizing pulses, equalization pulses, So these are generated into the transmitter section at the monochrome or the color television circuit. And the transmitter picture carrier frequency assigned to the station is generated. At the transmitter, the picture carrier frequency assigned to the station is generated. It's in the transmitter section, the modulation is processed. That is, the amplitude modulation is occur for the picture carrier frequency amplified, and latter amplitude modulation with the incoming composite bandwidth, black and white of the color signal. Means composite signal is amplitude modulated with the picture carrier frequency, and finally it is given to the vestigial sideband and combining that. The second output associated with the scene is simultaneously processed and the frequency modulated with the channel sound carrier frequency. The second part of this transmitter section is that in the audio section, the audio signal is processed by the frequency modulation. The picture signal and the sound signal are combined at the combining network in a suitable network, or then fed to the common antenna network for transmission. Now we will discuss the television studio. A TV studio is an acoustically treated as soundproof room equipped with the flood lights for proper light effects. Several cameras are used to telecast the scene from the different angles. Large number of the microphones are provided at different locations to pick up sound associated with the program. The camera and the microphone outputs are feed into the control room by the coaxial cable. So in the transmission section or studio room, different cameras output is fed and different microphone output is fed and combined through the combining network. Equipped with the monitors, headphones, and the loudspeakers, a monitor is a TV receiver that contains the no provision for receiving the broadcast signals, but operates on a direct input of unmodulated signal. In the most cases, programs as enacted in the studio are recorded on a videotape recorder, that is the VTR, to the control room. At the production control room, the video signal received from the camera is amplified. In the master control room, the composite video signal is raised to about 1 volt peak to peak level before feeding it into the cable that connects the control room to transmitter. The outputs of all the microphones are terminated in the sockets on the sound panel in the production control room. Picture sound modulation, the DC restorer circuit or DC clamp before the modulator because of the modulation at the relatively low power level. An amplifier is used after the modulation, RF amplifier, to raise the power level. So in the next section, we amplified the signal, that is the modulated signal is amplifier by the power amplifier, a class B type push-pull linear RF amplifier as power amplifier. In previous semester, we have already studied the class A, class B, class AB, or push-pull type of amplifiers, that is the power amplifier. So these power amplifiers increase the level of the power in the modulated signal. A modulated output is a feed to a filter designed to filter out part of the lower sideband frequencies. The filter output feeds it a combining network where the output from the FM sound transmitter. Sound signal modulation. After due amplification, all the outputs are feed into a switcher where if necessary they are mixed and desired output is selected. At the transmitter, audio signal is the frequency modulated and transferred to assigned channel sound carrier frequency by the use of multipliers. Audio monitors are provided at the various points to keep a check on the sound quality. It is finally fed to the combining network. A coaxial cable connects the combined output to the antenna system mounted. The sound transmission, how the sound transmission is take place in the transmission section. The sound carrier is placed at the 5.5 megahertz away from the carrier frequency. The sound is frequency modulated. The bandwidth required for the sound transmission is in the 625 line system is 150 kilohertz. Here we have the picture for basic FM modulation waveform, that is the modulating signal and frequency modulation. Deviation in the frequency greatly exacted and frequency versus time in FM. This is the basic FM modulation waveform. Now sound transmission, how the sound transmission, the properties of the FM signal. FM has the carrier and infinite number of the sidebands. Sidebands are the separated by integer multiples of FMs. Sideband are the symmetrically placed at either side of the carrier. Higher amplitude signal required more sideband for distortionless transmission. FM channel bandwidth. The channel bandwidth is given by the 2 and FM. FM is the highest modulating frequency and is the number of the significant side frequency component. Example, with a deviation delta F of 75 kilohertz and FM of 15 kilohertz, MF equal to the 75 upon 15 is equal to the 5. From a Bessel's table corresponding to MF equal to the 5 and equal to 7. Hence, the bandwidth required is 210 kilohertz for the FM commercial broadcasting. For the TV system, that is the 625 line TV system, the delta F is equal to the 50 kilohertz and MF equal to the 50 upon 15 equal to 3 approximate. From the Bessel's tables corresponding to MF equal to 3 and equal to the 5, hence the bandwidth required is equal to the 2 into 5 into 15, which is equal to 150 kilohertz. sound signal transmission. Advantages of using FM for sound transmission. Reduction in the noise. Influence of the noise is more on the high frequency components of the input signal. If these high frequency components are boosted, the impact of noise can be further reduced. Poor channel interference due to the signal of the low amplitude can be removed. Better transmission efficiency, unlike the AM in FM, amplitude of the modulated signal does not contain information, and Class C amplifier can be used. Adjacent channel interference can be eliminated by providing the guard bands. This is the picture tube at the receiver section, or CRT screen, cathode ray tubes. The structure of the CRT is shown here, that it has a glass face plate. Inside of the glass face plate, we have a phosphorus coating, then we have aluminized coating inside of the glass plate. Inner side, we have an inner aqueduct conducting coating, then electron beams. Here we have a base and a cathode, and cathode is producing the electron beams. Then G1 and G2 is the we have a control grid and accelerating grids correspondingly. After that, we have a focusing anode. So electron beams is directive to the screen from cathode to anode, and centering the magnets to magneting, which is used as a deflection coil, and electrostatic focusing and deflection winding, external conducting coating. These are the main part of the TV picture tube. Here we have a EXT 18 kilovolt, that is extreme external high tension or extreme high tension line, or that is 18 kilovolt. The picture tube is a special form of CRT. It is the one form of the CRT which is specially designed for TV reception and picturize the scene. The face plate serves as a screen of the television receiver. A monochrome picture tube has a single electron gun which produces a beam of electrons. The beam is accelerated to the screen by the positive anode voltage. Inside of the white glass face plate is coated with a luminescent material that produces a white light when excited by electrons that hit it with great force. Magnetic deflection is used with the external coils around the neck of the tube to make the electron beam scan the entire picture. Modern monochrome picture tubes employ electrostatic focusing and electromagnetic deflection. The deflection coils are mounted externally in a specially designed yoke. The electron gun, the cathode is a small metallic oxide base placed at the end of the narrow tube that covers the heater. Control grid controls the space charge of electrons emitted from the cathode surface. Screen grid and focusing grid, these are maintained at different positive potential with respect to cathode depending on the focusing technique used in the gun. Final anode or aqueduct in order to give the electron stream sufficient velocity to reach the screen material with proper energy to cause it to fluoresce. Conductive coating inside of the valve of tube connected to the EHT 15 kilovolt. This is the monochrome picture tube. In the monochrome picture tube, this is the deflection yoke. We have a vertical deflection winding and horizontal deflection winding, horizontal raster plane and vertical raster plane, electron beam. So this is the black and white or the monochrome picture tube deflection yoke. Two pairs of the coils around the neck is arranged in the picture tube. Yoke in the combination, the vertical and the horizontal deflection coil. Each coils get its respective sweep input from associated sweep circuit. The monochrome picture tube, this is the monochrome picture tube. Point of the deflection where we have a deflection coil at the neck of the picture tube, electron guns, longer picture tube length, that is the 55-degree deflection angle, and in the case of the short picture tube length is 110 deflection angle. So we have a deflection angle for different arrangement of the electron gun and picture tube. Now deflection angle, the maximum angle through which the beam can be deflected without striking the side of the bulb. Picture tube is shorter with large deflection angle. From this picture, we are able to understand that if picture tube is small, then our deflection angle is large. In case of the longer picture tube or large picture tube, the deflection angle will be small. So picture tube is shorter with large deflection angle. Reduces the depth of cabinet, that is 70, 90, and 110. These are the angle of deflections. Now we have a receiver section. In the receiver section, we have different blocks to receive the signal and give to the picture tube and display on the or picturize on picture tube. Here we have received the signal from UHF antenna and the VHF antenna. Then the signal is feed into the UHF tuner and VHF tuner. So we have two type of the tuners, ultra high frequency tuners and the very high frequency tuners. Both antenna receive the signal and signal is given to the RF amplifier, then mixture, then video IF amplifier. Mixer is feed the signal from the amplifier, RF amplifier and local oscillators. In the case of the UHF antenna, UHF signal is received by the UHF mixture and feed to the RF amplifier. Again, this is the mixed by the mixer by local oscillator. So this is the tuning section in the receiver block diagram. In the second stage, we have a video IF amplifier. The signal is again amplified by intermediate frequency amplifier. So here we have a 2 or 3 stage of intermediate amplifier. So primary stage having a 38.9 megahertz intermediate frequency, and secondary intermediate frequency 33.4 megahertz. The last video intermediate amplifier, then we have a video detector. So from this signal, video signal is detected, and this video signal is feed to the video amplifier, and other sound signal is given to the sound system. So in the sound system, the FM intercarrier sound signal and 5.5 megahertz trap circuit is used to extract the information or sound signal from video detector. Then we have a sound IF amplifier. Same process is followed in the sound. So 2-3 stage of amplification, intermediate frequency amplification is done in the sound system. Then sound FM sound detector. So it will detect the sound. Then audio voltage amplifier. We have a amplification of the audio signal. Then we have a power amplifier. So power of the audio signal is amplified and given to the loudspeaker. So this sound signal is converted into the sound signal, electrical signal is converted into the sound. And after video detector, the video signal is video amplifier. So this is applied to the cathode to the picture tube. Here we have a picture tube circuitry in the lower side of this block diagram, and the video amplifier is given to the sync separator, where the sync synchronizing pulses is separated from the integrators and differentiator, which we have already discussed in previous lectures. So we have a picture tube, and picture tube construction is already shown in the previous slides. From this sync separator, we separate the horizontal pulse and the vertical pulses from the vertical field and horizontal lines. Now, AC filament voltage is the AC main 220 volt 50 Hz is applied to the AC filament voltage in the picture tube. That is the low voltage power supply is shown here. So here, this complete circuitry is the TV receiver for a monochrome television system. In the video detector section, we have a AGC circuit, that is the automatic gain control system. So this will control the gain of video detector output, and the signal is again feed to the intermediate stage to the desired level. So we have some bands of the frequency. In the band first, we have a lower frequency band of VHF band, that is 41 to 68 megahertz. Band third upper VHF range, that is 174 to 230 megahertz. Band 4, that is UHF range, and it is 470 to 598 megahertz. Band 5th is UHF range, that is 606 to 870 megahertz. Band 2nd is used for FM broadcasting. Television channel allocation, CCIA stand bands in the first and third is given in the table, through which we are able to understand the channels, frequency range, and the picture carrier frequency and sound carrier frequency is given into the range. So band first is able to 41 to 68, and we have total number of the four channels. In the band third, that is 170 to 4 to 230 megahertz, and in this band we have channel from 5 to 12. That is 8 channel we have, and the frequency range for this is 174 to 230 megahertz. Now UHF band 4, that is ultra high frequency band, 470 to 598 megahertz. Now channels are 21 to 36. Channel number is 21 to 36. So these are the channels. This is the band UHF band 5th, that is 606 to 870 megahertz, and the channel number is from 37 to 69. According to channel number, we have frequency bands. Now, antenna system, which is used in receiving the signal in the TV transmission system, it is used in the TV receiver system. Normally, tuned directional antenna used. We know that the directional antenna, which is antenna which used to get the signal from a particular direction. So it is as a work as a directional antenna. Here we have a Yagi-Uda antenna is used in the our monochrome TV receiver system. Now direction of the signal pickup, transmission line feed point, supporting mass, and some directors with reflector and the active antenna. Folded dipole with the characteristics impedance of 300 ohms is generally used as a active antenna. Yagi antenna consists of the dipoles and reflector and a number of the directors. Very high gain. It has a very high gain. Signal strength of the 500 millivolt to the 1 millivolt, and signal to noise ratio is 30:1 is adequate. So it is a very good type of the antenna, and it is work in the VHF range of TV receiver. So it consists of some directors, yeah, a folded dipole antenna and reflector. So directors are used to control the gain of the antenna. If we increase the number of the directors, then we increase the gain of receiver. RF sections, this is the RF section. In the RF section, we have a RF amplifier, mixtures, local oscillator signal is mixed here, and VHF tuner, and sound signal IF amplifiers, and the antenna. It contains the amplifier, local oscillators, and mixtures. Enable the tuning to desired channel, amplifies the RF and convert the IF. The mixture produces the two components, that is the low RF and low plus RF. Means mixer will produce the difference signal and plus signal. The output is tuned to local oscillator frequency minus RF frequency, that is the picture intermediate frequency is 38.9 megahertz and sound intermediate frequency 33.4 megahertz. RF section should have a bandwidth of 7 megahertz. Now the IF subsystem in the receiver intermediate frequency subsystem. It contains the IF section, AGC circuit, and video detector, automatic gain control circuit, and the video signal detector. The multi-stage, that is 3 to 4 times amplifier with the bandwidth of 7 megahertz, boosts the signal level to the 4 volt peak to peak from an input level of 0.5 volt. Means it is boosts the signal or amplify the 2-3 stage. So the 0.5 volt signal is converted into the 4 volt peak to peak signal. The amplifier stages use staggered tuning to get a uniform gain over the entire bandwidth. Variable gain using the automatic gain controller, which controls the gain of the video detector signals, provide the correction for vestigial sideband transmission. It provides the trap circuit for a previous channel sound carrier and next channel picture carrier. So there is the trapping circuit between the two sound carrier and the next channel pictures, and they will differentiate these two signals. So this is the IF section graph of the. Now selection of the intermediate frequency for better image frequency rejection, IF must be as large as possible. If intermediate frequency should be below the lowest frequency, that is 41 megahertz channel 1 not used to prevent the direct pickup. Image frequency should not be in FM band. Local oscillator frequency should not be picked up by other TV receivers. IF should not fall in spectrum of other services. Video detection recovers the composite video signal, transforms sound carrier to the 5.5 megahertz. Use a diode detector and the LC circuit. The filter C1LC to remove the carrier component from the composite video signal. Sound carrier in the picture causes the unpleasant diagonal pattern in the picture known as mode pattern. RL removes the sound carrier from the picture signal. So this is the filter section. This is the video amplifier and the filter section, which passes the video signal from the detector to the picture tube. So after getting the signal from the video detector, the video amplifier and the power amplifier, which amplifies the signal, and it provides the signal to the cathode of the picture tube. So here we have a contrast and brightness control knobs through which we are able to control the brightness and control of the picture. Video amplifier, it has a flat frequency response from DC to 5 megahertz. DC coupled amplifier with low and high frequency compensation is used. Low cost TVs, AC coupling instead of the DC is used. This is the circuit diagram for block diagram for video amplifier in the black and white receiver. AGC circuit, automatic gain control circuit. The main type of the AGC is used are delayed AGC used in the RF sections, Automatic gain control act only when the received signal is above a particular level. Means it is used to control the gain of the video detector signal. Hence, the weak RF signal will be amplified with maximum gain. And to get the particular gain, keyed AGC used in the IF stages, the AGC rectifier is allowed to conduct only the during horizontal sync pulses period. This is the block diagram for the automatic gain control system, which is used to control and maintain the gain of the video detector. The sync processor and the audio frequency. Controller or AFC controller. The output of the sync separator feed to the differentiator for horizontal oscillation and integrator for vertical oscillator. Noise signal may wrongly trigger to horizontal oscillators. AFC is used to overcome this. The DC power requirement, the voltage 12 volt 35 for LCS and the small signal amplifiers. The medium voltage is the 150 volt for horizontal output stage and 300-400 volt for focus and screen grid of the tube. EST generation 15 to 18 kilovolt for the final anode of picture tube. In the black and white TV, the picture tube required an anode voltage of 15,000 kilovolt. High voltage pulses of 6 to 9 kilovolt generated by the horizontal output transformer during a horizontal flyback period. This is stepped up by the auto transformer arrangement to require the voltage. Now we have some multiple choice question on the base of the fundamental of the TV system. In India, which monochrome TV system is used? A, 525 line system, B, 625 line system, C, 899 19 line system, and none of these. Multiple choice question number 2. The color TV system used in India is A, NTSC, B, PAL D, C, CCAM, D, none of these. Aspect ratio for width to height for a TV picture frame is A, 1:1, B, 2:3, C, 4:3, D, 16:9. The number of the interruption in the projection movie pictures on a cinema screen are A, 50, B, 60, C, 24, D, 48. Question number 5. Field frequency in India is A, 60 Hz, B, 50 Hz, C, 15,625 Hz, D, 625 Hz. Question number 6. The horizontal scanning frequency according to the CCIR standard is A, 15,750 Hz, B, 15,625 Hz, C, 60 Hz, and D is the 15,725 Hz. Question number 7. The trace period of a horizontal line is A, 64 microseconds, B, 12 microseconds, C, 52 microseconds, D, 12.80 microseconds. Question number 8. The horizontal resolution of a picture depends on A, the number of the horizontal lines, B, horizontal scanning rate, C, vertical scanning rate, D, both first and second. Question number 9. The trace period of a horizontal line is A, 64 microsecond, B, 12 microsecond, C, 52 microsecond, D 20 microsecond. In this question, we have to find the trace period. And each sequence of the scanning in the interlaced scanning method is known as A, field, B, scanning lines, C, trace path, D, trace path. So the conclusion of today's video lecture is that today we have discussed the in the detail of the transmitter of TV system or transmitter block diagram of TV system. How the picture is transmit and synchronize and combined and transmitted through the antenna. Similarly, we have on the other side, we have a receiver. So today we have also discussed the receiver block diagram. In the receiver block diagram, how the UHF and VHF picture is received through antenna and RF section, intermediate section, picture tube, AGC section, EHT section, sound section, all section we have discussed today. So after watching this video, student will understand the basic fundamental concept of TV transmission system and reception system. Thank you.